So a mother's love, unconditional love, is basically the alchemist of all mothers. And I wanted to share this to you. It came through when I was doing some work for myself this morning. And I'm doing a generational trauma healing session on the 31st of October, and I was guided to invite men to this. Normally I do women's retreats because of the generational trauma that is carried through the feminine line, but it's carried through the mitochondria, which also is in men too. And so I was guided to do this, including men, which felt right initially, and then I could feel like a resistance in my body. And so I went into that with curiosity this morning. It's like, what is that? Where is that resistance? Where does it lie? Thank you for showing me what it was. And I had some beautiful herbal tea, which I'd used for my previous retreat, which is the power of letting go. And what came through, which I could feel in my body, was like a woman scorn of a woman who has been abused, suppressed, beaten, and not being heard, not having the apology, not being understood for her pain that she's in. And what this lack of understanding, or the seeking for understanding, or the seeking for an apology, everything had left this rage inside this woman. You can imagine, scorned basically, and she was seeking retribution, not revenge, different, a retribution, justice, acknowledgement of all her pain, all that pain. And let's face it, and it's still going on now, the pain that women and children endure through abuse and suppression and inequality. This is not made up. This has happened for thousands of years, and the generational trauma is carried through our body, through our mitochondria, and into our wombs, into our ovaries, into every single cell. The mitochondrial DNA is like the whole expression of how our body expresses itself. It's epigenetic expression, and whether that's stress and disease can make the body distort from the blueprint that is your health. And so what this showed me was this woman deep within my unconscious body. It felt very into my stomach, actually, the tension was there, seeking acknowledgement, to be heard. And as I was going through this meditation, my younger son came in and gave me a big hug. And at that point, it just showed me that a mother's love, my unconditional love for my son, I did not want him to be carrying the burdens and the responsibilities of the pain that's happened before, possibly in his ancestors, you never know, but yes, actually, and it's like, it's not for the young men or the men of today to carry that burden and that responsibility for what has happened before. It's actually for them to acknowledge it, to understand it, but they're not here to bear that brunt of it, which, when we really tune into this unconsciously, into our bodies, consciously, there is a separation. There is a resistance between the feminine and the masculine, between the woman and the man, between male and female. It's because of this layer of distrust, of hurt and pain that we're carrying, and it might not even be in our own experiences, but quite often and very common, but it goes so deep, and it's coming through our ancestors, through our mitochondria, and through the love, the pure unconditional love. As a mother, I literally went, this stops now. And I literally felt like I was calling it all back into my energy field, back into this energy white field of unconditional love, which is what I see comes through with what I call Sophia, the mother of God, the Shekinah. she was literally calling back through the womb of the mother, through the unconditional love of her child. So me being a child of us all being child of the mother, and through that unconditional love, we break that pattern. We cease it. We call it out and we alchemize it, and we break that pattern, that cycle that has gone from generations into generations. And when I did that, when he left, when I realized, and so he so beautifully just came in, and I asked him earlier, like, why did you do that? Because I don't know, I just needed to come in and give you a hug. It just showed me, and I could feel this scorned woman, the person looking for retribution, she just melted. She let go of her pain. She let go of her grief. It just poured out of me. I just started just pouring out with tears. And I was just allowing her to grieve that whole process, that, you know, the acceptance of the unacceptable, but not to be accepted again. And what that really did was just broke that pattern, and I could feel it. And in that, in this whole light, it comes back as an inner gold and a wisdom and emotional intelligence of consciousness. I'm just checking what my dog's up to. It's just literally just showed that you could just, through my unconditional love of my son, that was it. That's the choice. We stop now. This stops now. We break that cycle. And I could just feel this very powerful energy shifting through my body. It allowed it to come out emotionally through me. And I could feel the grief, like I say, of that abused woman just releasing. And then I know this is through my ancestors. This is this ancestral generational pain. And then I felt this completion, this wholeness, this white light that is Sophia that holds you. It's like returning back to that. It's like the element of separation that we hold in our body through this fear, through this disconnect, allowed us to come back to a wholeness of a peace within. So I just wanted to share that, and this will be the work that we will be doing. But it's so important, and this is, like I say, this is running really through our unconscious body and our subconscious minds. We have to really do the conscious work of stillness and breath to be observant and connection into our body to release this. And this is running through our cells, this is running through our mitochondria, and this is my poopsie. And this is what is creating the distortions of us living in health. And it's these distortions and these triggers of fear, these on-off buttons that are triggering our genome to express in a disease way or express in a healthy way. It's just got to recognize, are you spiraling up or spiraling down? So I just wanted to share that, and if you want to know any more, just let me know. If certainly with one-to-one work, and but anyway, I just wanted to share that, and lots of love.